हरि ओम। ओम श्री गणेशाय नमः। ओम श्री हिरण्यगर्भाय नमः। ओम श्री महाविष्णवे नमः। ओम श्री महादेवाय नमः। ओम श्री महादुर्गायै नमः। ओम श्री रामाय नमः। ओम श्री सद्गुरवे नमः। ओम सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांतिः। ओम गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुरेव परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरं। भवानी शङ्करौ वन्दे श्रद्धा विश्वासरूपिणौ याभ्यां विना न पश्यन्ति सिद्धा स्वान्तस्तमीश्वरम्। वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं। रामाय रामभद्राय रामचन्द्राय वेदसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीतायाः पतये नमः। बुद्धिर्बलं यशोधैर्यं निर्भयत्वमरोगता अजाड्यं वाक्पटुत्वं च हनुमत्स्मरणात् भवेत्। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करं। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ नमः शिवाय 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 ॐ नमः शिवाय। नमः पार्वती पतये। हर हर महादेव। हरि ओम हरि ओम। So this whole world, along with all the jivas, are expression of that Brahma, that Supreme Brahma. So through his para prakriti, Brahma alone appears like all the jivas, and through his apara prakriti, Brahma alone appears like this world. So para and apara are the Shakti of Brahma, and the Shakti is not different from the Shaktiman. So Shakti is one with Brahma, and I am that Brahma. So in order to recognize myself as Brahma, I have to go through the process of understanding, because at present my understanding is totally twisted, is absolutely confused. I take this body itself as myself. I consider this physical body as well as the subtle body as my own self. I am totally unaware of my supreme nature. I am bound to this body and Sukshma Sharir because of my ignorance of my own self. So this Prakriti of Bhagwan is Trigunatmika. So Bhagwan explained the nature of every guna individually, and also explain how we are bound to these gunas. And he explained how one can become free of these gunas and become that gunatita and recognize one's own supreme nature. Bhagwan also described the beautiful characteristic of a gunatita, of an enlightened person. And now Bhagwan is telling us how one can transcend these gunas and recognize one's own supreme self. So that can be done through Avyavichara Bhakti, single-pointed devotion. This single-pointed devotion is same as Nididhyasan. It is same as Dhyana or Sharanagati. Whether we call it Sharanagati, in the 18th chapter, Bhagwan calls it Sharanagati. Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja. Ahantva sarva papebhya moksheshyami ma shuchaha. Here Bhagwan calls it Avyavichara Bhakti. It's same as what you call Nididhyasan or Jnana Nishtha. Totally devoted to Ishvara, when we recognize our own self as the self in all and become totally devoted to this Ishvara, then we can transcend the gunas. We can transcend the gunas. Ramakrishna Paramhamji is to give an example of a fisherman. A fisherman, he throws the net and catches the fish, so many fish in the net, and he pulls them out of that water. And the fish tries to escape, they try to run away, they try to swim away, but the more they swim away, the more they get caught in the net. But those fish which go towards the feet of this fisherman, they escape. They escape the bondage of the net. Similarly, the more we run towards this net is this Bhagwan's Prakriti. The more we run towards this net, the more we get caught. The more we surrender at the feet of that Supreme Reality, we become free. So Bhagavan says that is called bhakti. So Mam cha yo avyabhicharena bhakti yogena sevate. Bhagavan says one who serves me with total single pointed devotion towards me, that person transcends this Maya. Sagunan samatitya, having transcended this Maya, Brahma bhoyaya kalpate, becomes fit to realize that Brahma. When we transcend gunas, we come to recognize Brahma as our own self. We become Atri. Atri, one who has gone beyond the Tri, the great Rishi. So, Gunatita, we will become by transcending these gunas through bhakti. Bhakti means dhyana, nididhyasan, jnana nishtha, sharanagati. All are synonyms. So, sagunan samatittetan brahma bhuyaya kalpate. So, what is the relationship? Here Bhagavan says, if you have devotion to me, you will become Brahma. You will attain Brahma. So what is the relationship of Ishvara, Brahma and Ishvara Shakti and myself? All these things, if it is clear, then we will understand what Bhagavan is telling us. So Bhagavan himself is making this clear in the last shloka of this 14th chapter, shloka number 27. So let us chant. Brahmano hi pratisthaham amrutasya vyayasya cha shashvatasya cha dharmasya sukhasya kantikasya cha. Bhagavan says that Brahmano hi pratishtha aham. This aham, I, that is the Kshetrajna, Ishvara, who is Kshetrajna, who is the Pratyagatma, that I am the very support of Brahma, pratishtha. First we will see the literal translation. So Brahmano hi pratishtha aham. I am the very support. Pratishtha means the support, the abode in which Brahma resides. So here Shankaracharya ji in his commentary writes that Brahmana means who? Paramatmana, of that Paramatma, that supreme reality. Paramatmano hi asmat pratishtha aham. So what is pratishtha? Pratitishthati asmin iti pratishtha, in which it resides. And what is this aham? Who is aham? Aham is pratyagatma, the inner self, the kshetrajna, the purusha, the atma. That atma has to be recognized as Brahma. The whole scriptures and everything is to give us the knowledge of our own self. Even the term Brahma denotes our own self. Everything is our own self. Knowing ourself itself is knowing Brahma. Knowing self itself is knowing Ishvara. Isha darshanam atma rupataha, as Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi says, ki Ishwar darshan is by having the darshan of our own self. So Brahmano hi pratishtha aham. I am the very pratishtha of Brahma. Which Brahma? Amrutasya, avyayasya, shashvatasya, dharmasya, sukhasya, ekantikasya. All these words indicate that Brahma. Which Brahma? I am the Pratishtha, means I am the very abode, means I am that supreme Brahma. Which Brahma? Amrutasya, that Brahma which is immortal, which is avinashinaha, which is avinashi, indestructible. I, the self, which is Brahma, is indestructible, cannot be destroyed by anything or anyone. This we had seen in the second chapter also, that it cannot be cut, it cannot be burnt. Akledyo yamadayyo yam ashoshya, cannot be dried. So Amrutasya, that is Amrutasya Brahma, that Brahma which is Amrutasvarupa, is myself, resides in me. It's my own inner self. Avyayasya, also that Brahma is Avyaya. Avyaya means avikari. There is no vikar in that Brahma. There is no modification. There is no change happening in Brahma. Brahma remains unchanged ever. It is ever. Even the time and space is expression of that Brahma. Brahma is beyond time, beyond space. Sat Shri Akal. It's Akal, beyond time, beyond space. Avyayasya. Shashvatasya, which is eternal. Nitya. That Brahma is Nitya. Dharmasya, and it is Dharma. What is Dharma? Jnana Yoga Dharma Praptasya, which can be attained through Jnana Yoga Dharma. Jnana Yoga Rupi Dharma. Means one can attain, one can realize that Brahma through Jnana Yoga, by recognizing. One cannot become Brahma, one has to recognize that I am Brahma. See, if I am not Brahma, I will never become Brahma. I am Brahma. I have to recognize myself as Brahma. That is the only thing we have to do. We have to recognize ourselves as Brahma by following proper procedure. If we don't follow the proper procedure, we will not understand that Brahma. We will get lost. That is what happens in the field of spirituality. People are all confused and they are lost. They spend years together doing something, going somewhere, without attaining that supreme Brahma. So, dharmasya, it is the very dharma, means through jnana it can be attained. So, jnana yoga dharma prapyasya. And what is that Brahma? Sukhasya, it is of the nature of sukha. Sukha means ananda rupasya. Sukha means ananda. See, in the world we experience sukha through the senses, through the mind. That sukha is opposite to dukkha. So whatever sukha we attain in the world, when it goes down, then dukkha comes up. So this sukha and dukkha are like dvandva. They go together of the world, which one attains through the senses. And generally people run after such sukha only. So whenever that sukha comes to an end, they become miserable. And throughout our life, we keep chasing this sukha. And it never lasts, it goes. And whenever it goes, you are left with dukkha, left with incompleteness, a hollow. You see it. If we just open our eyes and look at this world, we will see people, they don't feel that contentment, that full satisfaction. At the time of death, they feel so empty, so lonely, so miserable. Even after achieving so-called lot of things in this world, success and name and fame and wealth, position, but they go empty, feeling incomplete because they were chasing sukha of this world, which is opposed to dukkha. So dukkha and sukha is different, but Atma, that Brahma, is Ananda Swarupa. Ananda which has got no opposition, which is pure eternal bliss. A drop of that bliss itself expresses as the little joys of this world. It's an ocean like infinite bliss of that Atma. It's called Ananda. What type of Ananda? Ekantikasya, single pointed, pure, unadulterated bliss. That is the very nature of that Brahma. And that Brahma is I, the Pratyagatma. That Brahma is the very abode. The Pratyagatma is very abode of that Brahma. Shankaracharya ji writes, कि अमृतादि स्वभावस्य परमात्मनः प्रत्यगात्मा प्रतिष्ठा. This Paramatma, this Brahma, which is of the nature of Amrut, etc. Pratyagatma pratishtha, it is abiding in that Pratyagatma. Why? Because Samyak Jnanena Paramatmataya Nishcheyate. Because when we gain that knowledge of the Atma, we gain the knowledge of Brahma. So recognizing Atma itself is recognizing Brahma. There is no difference between Atma and Brahma. There is no difference between Atma and Brahma. Therefore, tad etad Brahma bhoyaya kalpate iti. Therefore, it is said, when we transcend these three gunas, we attain that Brahma. Because it is I, myself. When I become free of this wrong notion and identification with the gunas, I recognize myself as that Brahma. So there should be proper clarity and proper sadhana. If we do it, we attain that Brahma. Okay? Before we read, Bhagwan has written very beautiful commentary further also. So before we go into it, let us try to understand, make this understanding more clear in your mind. With the help of this example of this pot and pot space. See, this example is there in our Shastra. It is there in Chandogya Upanishad. It is there in Mandukya Upanishad. It is elaborate description of this example is written in the Bhashya of Brihadaranyaka Upanishad by Bhagwan Shankaracharya ji. Ghata Bhashya it is called. So, yesterday I had spoken about it, but again, you listen carefully. So this ghata, pot, is like our body, gross body as well as subtle body. There are only two bodies. Karana Sharir is not a body. Karana Sharir is avidya. ignorance. And that avidya is abhava rupa. It is an absence. What absence? Absence of that knowledge that I am Brahma. And where is that absence felt? In the buddhi. No? So Karan Sharir is not some object. So there are only two Sharira, Stula Sharir and Sukshma Sharir. So the Stula Sharir, Sukshma Sharir is represented by this pot, and that Pratyek Atma is represented by the space inside the pot. So as I said, this space is same as the total space. And from that total space, which is one only, from that one space, this pot is born. So pot is a product of that space. Pot is the karya of that space. So there is a relationship between the pot and space as karya karana, effect and cause, cause-effect relationship. So the relationship between this body and Brahma is of karya karan. Relationship of this world and Brahma is karya karana sambandha. That's what the Brahma Sutra also says. Ki what is that Brahma? Janmadyasya yataha. Brahma is that from where the Janma, Sthiti, Laya of this world happens. Okay? So this space inside the pot and the pot. So this body, our Stula Sharir, is like the pot. The Sukshma Sharir is also like the pot. And the Pratyek Atma is like space inside the pot. That Pratyek Atma is experienced alone in deep sleep. But it is experienced along with the pot in the waking and dream. It remains alone in deep sleep, but it remains associated with Sukshma Sharir and Stula Sharir in dream and waking. Okay? Now, what is our present status? Let us talk from the level of ignorance. This space, which is me, I, this space thinks that it is a pot. I am the pot. That is the experience of this space inside the pot, that I am the pot. Is convinced beyond any doubt that I am the pot, that I am born, I will die, I am changing, I am a man, I am a woman, I am happy, I am unhappy, I am seeing, hearing, tasting, touching, I am knowing, I am not knowing. All these are activities of the pot, and I think I am that pot. The space inside the pot thinks it is the pot. So that is called ahankar. That happens because of not recognizing the space, pot space, and not recognizing the pot properly. So confusion happens. Adhyas take place between these two. That is why it gives rise to this ahankar, that I am the pot. So a space, pot space, which has misunderstood itself to be a pot. Suppose you, as a teacher, have to give that knowledge to that space, that you are that space. You are that all-pervading space. and all the pots are expression of you only, and you alone are there everywhere. If that knowledge has to be given to this space, the first step is to do viveka between the pot and the space. We have to first separate the Sthula Sharir and Sukshma Sharir from this Pratyagatma. Separate with the help of our Vivek Shakti only. We have to understand that I, the Pratyagatma, is different from the Sthula Sharir and Sukshma Sharir. If this is the most important step. If this is not done properly, all confusion happens, and that is what happens. So when this pot space is very, very convinced that I am the pot, and if you go and tell that space that, oh, you are space, and that is what many people, they also say wrongly. If that pot space is said, you are that space, which he doesn't know what that space means, because he all the time thinks he is the pot. So he is told that you are space, which is just a concept for that space, pot space. It is just a theory. And then he is told that this pot is mithya, is an illusion. And this whole world is illusion. All the pots are illusion, and you are space. So that one who is thinking and convinced that he is a pot, when you tell that fellow that you are space and this pot is illusion and the world is illusion, he will go crazy. Or he will leave that philosophy itself and run away. Because it's wrong. That's what many people in the name of Vedanta, they are spreading this wrong message that Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya, which is wrong. So the first step is to separate, do this Vivek and understand the inner self as different from our Sukshma Sharir and Sthula Sharir. Now see, as I said, in our deep sleep, we remain separated from our Sthula Sharir and Sukshma Sharir. We remain as that Brahma, we remain as pure space. Many people misunderstand this Sushupta Avastha as Karana Sharir. They misunderstand that Sushupta Avastha as Anandamaya Kosh. They take it as something which is covering that Atma, which is also wrong understanding of the Vedanta concept. In that Sushupta Avastha, I remain free from all covering. I remain there as Brahma. Though potentially that ignorance is there, but I remain as Brahma in Sushupta Avastha. So that is very important. Because if that Sushupta Avastha is taken as Karana Sharir, if the Sushupta Avastha is taken as what you call Anandamaya Kosh, then we will not be able to understand and appreciate that Pratyagatma. So we have to, using our logic and also taking the help of these three avasthas, Jagra, Swapna, Sushupti, we have to separate with our buddhi this Sthula Sharir and Sukshma Sharir from ourselves. See, even the sense of I is not there in the self. In that Pratyagatma, even that sense of I is not there. And in waking, it is totally experience identified with the Sthula and Sukshma Sharir. So this Vivek is very important. Vivek between the Sthula Sukshma Sharir and that Atma. That itself is called Atma Anatma Vivek, or Kshetra Kshetrajna Vivek, or Nitya Anitya Vivek, or Sat Asat Vivek. The space inside is Sat and the pot is Asat. Asat means changing existence. Asat means not unreal. Asat doesn't mean illusion. Asat means changing existence. It is changing. And the space is not changing. So when we do this Vivek, we come to understand that I am the space in the pot, different from the pot. I am the space in the pot, different from the pot. This is the one step higher. So the lowest step is I am the pot. Then you understand I am the space inside the pot, different from the pot. Okay? Listen carefully. This is the second stage of, this is the, from ignorance you have risen at a level of Viveka and recognize that I am that Pratyagatma. I am the space in the pot, still associated with the pot, but I am the space in the pot. I am not the pot, I am the space inside the pot. Then I should understand the space in me is the space in all the pots. Means I am the space in all the pots. I am the space in all the pots. I am the space in all the pots. That is called bhakti. That is called recognizing Ishvara. That is called Sarvatma Bhav. That the Atma in me is the Atma in all. The self in me is the self in all. That is called bhakti. Seeing that Ishvara in all. Okay? And then, one step higher than that, we understand that I am that space in which exist all the pots, in which exists the entire world. I am that space, and in me exist all the pots, in me exist the entire world. That is the ultimate state of jnana. When this knowledge happens, that is what is called, technically called, prapancha vilaya. The whole world is dissolved into you as Brahma. Dissolved into you means world doesn't disappear, but you understand that everything is myself only. Sab kuch mai hi mai hu. 4 steps. Again I will repeat. At the level of ignorance, person thinks, person means this space. So the space thinks I am the pot. Then you understand I am the space in the pot. Then you understand I am the space in all the pots. Then you understand I am the space in which exist all the pot. I am the space, I am all the pots. Okay? There's a very beautiful bhajan which I was listening just now. Kabir Das Ji's bhajan. Very nicely sung by Kishori Amonkar. If you get a chance, you can listen to this beautiful song sung by Kishori Amonkar, Kabir Das song, Ghat Ghat Mein Panchi Bolta. Kabir Das ji has brought out the very essence of this teaching in this beautiful song. He also uses this example of Ghata. So all of us, all beings are like, their bodies are like Ghata only. Human being, animal, bird, plant, Devatas, even Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, Hiranyagarbha, Vaishwanara, all of them are Ghata. And that one space is there in all this Ghata. That space, that Pratyagatma, that Brahma, he calls it Panchi. Ghata Ghata mein Panchi bolata. Ghata Ghata mein Panchi bolata. I can't sing the whole song, but very beautifully sung. Ghat Ghat mein Panchi bolata. आप ही दंडी आप तराजू आप ही बैठा तोलता. So beautifully he's saying that you yourself are the dandi and you yourself are the tarazu, that scale, and you yourself are weighing everything. He's addressing that panchi, that space, कि आप ही डंडी आप तराजू आप ही बैठा तोलता. घट घट में पंछी बोलता. आप ही माली आप बगीचा आप ही कलियां तोड़ता. You are the mali, you are the gardener, and you yourself are the bagicha, you are the garden also. And आप ही कलियां तोड़ता, and you yourself are plucking the flowers. घट घट में पंछी बोलता. सब में सब बन आप बिराजे. वेरी ब्यूटीफुल. सब में सब बन आप बिराजे. सब में, in all, सब बन, becoming all. आप बिराजे, you alone are there. You alone are there in all, becoming all. जड़ चेतन में दोलता. Dancing in jada as well as chetan. Such a fascinating, I tell you. कहत कबीरा सुनो भाई साधो. Kabira is addressing the sadhu, the good people, the good seekers. Please listen to me. Open your ears and listen. मन की कुंडी खोलता. Open this lock and understand this whole thing. So fascinating. But because of our faulty understanding of this Vedanta, we have scared people and they are running away from Vedanta. Talking again and again as Jagat is mithya, 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 they run away. Because that is all wrong. Bhagavan alone is there, dancing as this world, playing as this world, as well as all the beings. Nothing is mithya. Remember this example now. Remove that example of rope and snake from your head and remember this ghata and ghatakash. No doubt the rope and snake example is also given in our Shastra, but it has to be understood properly. That rope snake example can be understood properly only after studying the whole scripture properly. Because as Brahma, when I come to recognize myself as the Supreme Brahma, other than me nothing is there. Other than me, nothing is there. Other than me, everything is false. There is nothing other than me. Everything is myself. That has to be understood properly. Lot of this text, like Tattvabodh, Atmabodh, Vivek Chudamani and all, they convey the whole thing in a different way. People get confused. So go directly to the source, the Upanishads, the Bhagavad Gita, the Brahma Sutra, and Bhashya of Bhagwan Sri Adi Shankaracharya Ji expounded properly. Because misunderstanding has created all problem. Those who say the world is mithya, they are talking what the Buddhists are talking, that everything is shunya. That is not what the scriptures say. Scriptures doesn't talk about everything as mithya, everything is shunya. No. And a person who misunderstands himself as the ghata, to tell that everything is mithya and you are Brahma, he will not understand anything. Because first we have to understand ourselves as this space, separate from our body, through proper Atmanatma Vivek, through proper Nitya Vivek. Vivek between the Kshetrajna and the Kshetra. Not between Brahma and the world. Between Kshetra and Kshetrajna. Not between Turiya Atma and the Sharir. Because other than Brahma nothing is there. So there is no question of Vivek. For Vivek, two things should be there. So there are this, at present I am experiencing these two. I am experiencing the body and I am experiencing myself. So separate myself from this body. Therefore, in the 13th chapter also, Bhagavan begins with this statement itself, ki idam shariram kaunteya kshetramitya vidhiyate etad yo vettitam prahuhu kshetrajneti tadvidaha. Ki this body is kshetra, and one who knows this body, one who is different from this body is kshetrajna. So first separate them. And then Bhagavan says that kshetrajna is myself. So, I am the pot is the statement of ahankar. But I am the space in the pot. I am the space in this pot. That is a statement of a viveki. Then, I am the space in all the pots. That is the statement of a bhakta. Then I am the space in which I am the space and I am all the pots. I am the space and I alone am there. Everything is myself. That is the statement of a jnani, the param jnani. Okay? So Shankaracharya Ji makes it more clear in his commentary. He says, it's a very beautiful statement of Shankaracharya Ji, कि यया च ईश्वर शक्त्या भक्त अनुग्रहादि प्रयोजनाय ब्रह्म प्रतिष्ठते प्रवर्तते सा शक्ति ही ब्रह्म एव. Bhagavan says that this Shakti with which Bhagavan has created this world, his Prakriti, what we call Maya or Prakriti, with which Bhagavan has created this world, Bhagavan the world appears. And why Bhagavan created the world? Bhaktanugrahadi prayojanaya, to bless the devotees, to bless all the jivas, so that they recognize their supreme nature. Bhagavan presents the whole thing in such a way that we come to recognize ourselves. Because the anadi avidya is there, because of which we are stuck in misunderstanding. So Bhagwan creates opportunities so that we become free of this misunderstanding and recognize ourselves as we are. So he says that Ishvara Shakti, what we call Maya or Prakriti, Sa Shakti Brahma Eva. Shankaracharya ji, he writes that Shakti, what we call Maya or Prakriti, is Brahma only. Brahma and Shakti are not. So don't say that Maya is Mithya or Maya is bad or Maya is illusion. No, Maya is Brahma only. There is no difference between Shakti and that Brahma. Huh? Shankaracharya ji, he himself is writing. Many people in his name, they talk all sorts of foolish things and spoil his name also. Shankaracharya ji himself is saying कि सा शक्ति ही ब्रह्म एव and aham, and that Brahma is aham. Brahma eva aham, and Shakti Shaktimataha ananyatvat, because Shakti and Shaktiman are ananya, they are one only. The one who, the power and the one who has got this power are one, they are not two. Shakti and Shaktiman are one, and that am I, and that is Brahma, and that alone is everything. If we understand this properly, we will be able to enjoy the whole world properly. And that is expressed by these great Mahatmas like Kabir Das ji or Guru Nanak Dev also, when he says that everything is expression of that one, Ek Nooratya Upja. Everything is born from that one Noor. तुलसीदास जी, हरि व्यापक सर्वत्र समाना, प्रेम ते प्रगट होई मैं जाना, सिया राम मैं सब जग जानी. You will enjoy the whole world and yourself, because what you are is most fascinating, that Sakshat Brahma. Misunderstanding is destroying our jidnyasa, is creating confusion in our life, is taking us away from our goal. Misunderstanding about this what you call proper teaching. We should first understand what is exactly this avidya. Understand that avidya is different from Maya. Understand that Karana Sharir is not an entity, it's an abhav, abhava roop. Understand the importance of recognizing this Pratyek Atma. Then we will be able to progress properly on our path. So all those who are listening to me, you have to understand this properly and share this with others also, because there are a lot of misunderstanding is there. What I am telling is different from what most of the acharyas they speak. So understand the whole subject properly. अथवा ब्रह्म शब्दवाच्यत्वात् सविकल्पकं ब्रह्म तस्य ब्रह्मणो निर्विकल्पकः अहमेव न अन्य प्रतिष्ठा आश्रयः. Or one can understand oneself as Brahma, and even this Sagun Brahma is established in me. I, that self alone is the Adhar, the support of Brahma, that Supreme Brahma. Means I am the Supreme Brahma, or I, the Supreme Brahma, is the Adhar of even the Sagun Brahma. Everything is established in me. I am the very center, the very core. And what is that? That Pratyek Atma, which can be recognized in this body. if you neglect that inner this space and keep talking about the total space, then we will miss out the proper procedure. Because in the state of ignorance, this space is considering itself as pot only. It has got no understanding of space. So I am a pot, I am a big pot, I am a small pot, I am a crack pot. And when that person who is considering himself a pot is told about space also, he will imagine it to be a big pot. So first do Vivek, separate Kshetra from Kshetrajna, recognize the Kshetrajna. Recognize the space in the pot, then understand that space in all the pots. I am the space in all the pot. And I am that space in which exist all pots. And I alone am there. In me alone exist all the pots. Okay? No, you are not a crackpot. You are space. You are that pure space. So drop your identification with this crackpot, which is ahankar. Drop your identification with the one who thinks that he is a pot. So drop your identification with that one I who is thinking that I am the body. Usse nata chhod do. Don't try to teach that ahankar. Don't try to teach ahankar the philosophy. You have to drop ahankar, because ahankar is the very product of ignorance. So it will not become knowledge. That notion, I am the body, you are different from that notion also. When you were in deep sleep, there was not even the thought that I am not the body or I am the body. You are that which is beyond thought. You are that which is beyond even the I thought. You are that where even I thought is not there. That you are. Even the I thought it belongs to this ahankar only. So think about it deeply, understand it, and you can enjoy and realize that supreme truth. Okay? Thus concludes this 14th chapter, a very beautiful chapter. Om Tatsada iti Srimad Bhagavad Gita Su Upanishatsu Brahma Vidyayam Yoga Shastre Shri Krishna Arjuna Samvade Gunatraya Vibhaga Yogo Nama Chaturdashodhyayaha. The 14th chapter, Gunatraya Vibhaga is the name of this chapter. Gunatraya Vibhaga Yoga. Dialogue between Krishna and Arjuna. Teaches the Brahma Vidya and Yoga Shastra, Upanishad, Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita itself is like a Upanishad. So thus we concluded this beautiful chapter. Though we have concluded, the real conclusion happens when you understand it completely, properly. And your understanding, the sign of your understanding is that you are able to make some other person understand it properly. Like I am sitting and talking to you, I am trying to make you understand what I have understood. So if you have understood, my understanding will get fulfilled. Similarly, if you want to make your understanding more clear, teach someone. First you understand properly and express. Teach means express what you have understood properly, without doubt. Okay? We will meet again tomorrow. Tomorrow is the most beautiful day. It's a Gita Jayanti. What we are studying here, this Bhagavad Gita was taught to Arjuna 5,000 years ago. Some people have calculated the exact year also. 5,154 years ago or something. 5,154 years ago. Bhagavad Gita was taught to Arjuna, not very far from Delhi, at Kurukshetra. And still it is so valuable and so pertinent, and it will remain eternal because it is talking about that eternal truth. So tomorrow we will celebrate Gita Jayanti. Tomorrow is also Swami Taponji Maharaj's Jayanti. And this month actually is also the Jayanti of Bhagwan Ramana Maharshi. He was born on 31st December. So tomorrow we will remember all these great Mahatmas and also chant a few selected shlokas from Bhagavad Gita. So you keep your Bhagavad Gita book handy, and we shall chant and celebrate Gita Jayanti tomorrow. Okay? So till then you take care, be happy, safe, peaceful, healthy. Do your work, do your sadhana. Listen to this pravachan again. Because while listening live, many times we miss out. And also if you are busy typing comments and all, then certain things escape. So listen to it again, contemplate, understand, keep a pot handy, keep with you. You can explain the whole Vedanta with the help of a pot, but it should be empty and it should not be a crackpot. So with the help of this pot, you yourself can understand and you can teach everyone else. And listen to that Kabir Bhajan also, sung by Kishori Amonkar. Okay? So see you tomorrow. Hari Om. Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram. 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 Jaya Jaya Ram. Jaya Jaya Ram. Bole Siyavar Ramchandra Bhagwan ki Jai. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.